What's up, weirdos? My name's Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're talking about Darlin. So Darlin came out pretty recently to VOD. It was written and directed by Pollyanna McIntosh. So Darlin, just for a little bit of background here, is the direct sequel to The Woman from 2011, and The Woman was based on a book by Jack Ketchum. Jack Ketchum is a horror writer who unfortunately died in 2018. I've only read one of his books called The Girl Next Door, and it was the most disturbing thing I've ever read in my life. Like, I actually had a hard time finishing it. I have not read The Woman, and I have not seen The Woman for 2011. But according to Pollyanna, Darlin is a standalone sequel, and you can watch it and enjoy it without seeing the original. I'm just taking her word for it. Also, it's sort of hard to find The Woman on the internet to watch, but that's, you know, whatever. Here we go. So this movie starts out with two feral, cannibalistic women walking through the woods. They seem to be mother and daughter, and the daughter gets hit by an ambulance in front of a hospital. And because they do not know where the mother is, and they do not know what to do with this girl who doesn't seem to have any language skills, they send her to a convent where these nuns and bishops should take care of her. And even more background for you is that Pollyanna McIntosh, the writer and director, she actually plays the woman in this movie and played the woman in the 2011 film. So in the 2011 film, she was just an actor, and in this one, she is writer, director, and actor. I've never really heard of an actress directing a sequel for a movie she was a part of, but it's a pretty cool thing that's going on. Was it successful? Yes and no. I think there were some bumps in the road in terms of the writing, which I'll talk about in a minute here. But this does seem to be her first writing credit and first directing credit, and for that, I am definitely impressed. I guess the main thing I had a problem with was the character trajectory. So the main girl, here's my problem. So we have her covered in dirt, long nails, wanting to eat raw meat, has zero language skills, and then what seems to be in a very short amount of time, she learns to read and she learns full language skills, and she's playing, you know, I'm assuming a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl. And for me, it just felt so fast for someone going with zero language to full language and writing skills. Like, for how quickly it happens in the film, I just didn't really buy it. It felt a little rushed to get to the plot points they wanted to get to, and I don't think it was necessarily needed. I feel like if she talked less, I would have understood. I did find myself getting a little bored while watching this. Not that it's even a slow burn, but there isn't a ton of actual action that's really going on until, I will say, the last 20 minutes. But I will also say that the last 20 minutes made the film for me. It gets so out of control and strange and exciting in those last 20 minutes. I'm just weird. It gets weird, and I'm sort of all about that. It has sort of made the rest of the movie worth it for me. Besides Charlotte, who plays the daughter Darlin, there are a couple other standout performances I want to mention. One being Cooper Andrews, who plays Tony, and Tony is sort of Darlin's caretaker for the first part of the film. And I just love this actor. He was such a sweet, warm presence in the movie who I really appreciated. And on the other end of that spectrum, we have Brian Batt, who played the bishop, who I thought was the least likable character in the world. He played such a great villain. From the moment he came on screen, I hated him, and I'm just saying that's some good acting. And I guess my main problem with this film is I felt like it didn't really have a clear identity. I don't think it knew if it was supposed to be funny or not. Okay, so though the plot to this, and I assume The Woman, seems to be very serious, there are things about it that feel comedic. For example, how filthy and caricaturish these feral women are, their hair being so long, and they're literally they look covered in paint. They have these long nails, and even the way in which they're acting feels like it's almost trying to be comedic, but then the tone is serious. I will say particularly Pollyanna's performance as the woman who is searching for her daughter Darlin seems a little comedic to me. How she stalks around the world, how she kills people, how she interacts with others does feel a little comedic to me, and also other people's reactions to her. You have all these people in the modern world who I assume have never seen a feral cannibal woman walking around town, but it just seems like their reactions to her don't make enough sense to me. They are not even that shocked by her. There's a scene where the woman walks, fully painted in dirt, with the long hair and everything, walks into a baby store, and takes a piece of merchandise right out of a customer's hand, and they're both just like, whoa, that was weird. No one's like, is this Halloween? Like, it literally looks like she's wearing a Halloween costume. And so that for me is where the movie gets a little bit off, where I'm just like, I feel like it doesn't have a super clear identity of what it wants to be. And so though I did truly love the last 20 minutes and how crazy they were and how fun they were, and how quickly things finally started to move, for me, the movie as a whole, I was sort of like, it needed a clearer vision for me, I guess is the thing. But if you're interested in checking out Darlin, it is on Amazon for rental and probably other places. I'll link it down below. But let me know if you checked it out or are planning to, and have an ice cream. Bye.